All right, I got my cans of liquid funny.
I've got my bottle of liquid funny right here.
I'm going to go ahead and open them. That way they are ready to go.
Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh, so you don't have to like ruin a take. Okay.
Yeah, so I just opened my 4 beers.
That seems like a lot for a 1-hour recording session.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm actually taking it easy. My goal is weekly to change the amount of beers.
Yeah.
It shifts the power of funny.
You're just trying to keep us on our toes. One week you're incoherent, and the next week you're
Just trying to keep those ladies on their knees.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Chris and Cole Ross.
I figured out that I have an anger problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't know that about myself until today. And it's not like I have like an overabundance of anger. I think that it's just that I don't know how to handle the little anger that I actually experience. Because I think that in general, I'm a pretty low-key guy. You know, when I say I have an anger problem, people probably think of Michael Douglas and Falling Down, right?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy angry. But that's how I felt. And do you want me to tell you what led to that, Chris?
You could.
Okay. This requires just a small smidgen of backstory, and it kind of sounds like something from the other podcast, but Rock Band 3 is coming out later on this month. Kmart apparently still exists, and was also running a deal on the Beatles Rock Band and instrument bundle. Is this the one with the new instruments or the one with the old? Because they're one of the most harrowing ordeals in my entire life.
You're just like, oh, it just requires just the slightest backstory.
I don't know. Who knows if I'll keep this in?
I've been through 3 fucking livers.
I want to patronize their business, right? Patronize, rather. You guys are doing so good. One of them took 28 rings to pick up. The other one transferred me to the electronics department, whereupon there was another 30 rings. What? I know that it's difficult to care about the shit that you do, but, like, I'm trying to give you money, and this is the reason why nobody knows that fucking Kmart is still open. Finally, I decided, fuck it. I bought a new drum set anyway, for about the same as the full kit would have been. But I learned a little bit about myself in that I have so many anger problems.
Yeah, I mean, this example, you probably do have an anger problem, but
like genetically,
in this example, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to connect the dots between you and me, in that what it boils down to is I have no patience for people who can't do the simple things, the easy jobs, and not even you're not asking for anything special. You're just asking for a regular stock item. I want a McChicken sandwich the way that you make it every day.
Like the little poster that you have over your grill station, like just do it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, and it makes me I can't even come up with words. I have to describe to you the picture that's coming through my head.
Okay, do it.
It would be like my reaction to instances like that would be if like somebody were to push like a, I don't know, like a discount movie bin full of Beanie Babies. I'd just start popping their heads off like dandelions until somebody paid attention to me. And then I would say, never mind, I missed my window. I'm going to go.
Because at no point during this transaction now will I be a rational human being.
I can't believe you gave up. I can't believe that you just gave in to their...
I didn't.
Did you buy the drum set from Kmart?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I went to the place of my employment and I got my discount on it, and no, I didn't give up because I sat in my car just calling every Kmart in the Cincinnati area, and I didn't hang up and I didn't relent until each and every one of them told me, "No, we do not have the thing that you need." I just have anger. You know, I don't know how to deal with anger. Whereas you may feel a preponderance of impatience for that kind of stuff.
Anger's the thrill ride, man.
I can't do it. It's like
How it comes in waves from the back of your head to your mouth.
I can't. It's like I'm lactose intolerant. It's, you know, if somebody slips me a cheese Danish, I'm like Kent Brockman. I can't process it. You may not know that Kent Brockman is lactose intolerant.
I gotta say, you haven't really said much so far that's really struck a chord with me. Either that or I don't know how to articulate my anger, which explains why it feels like every anger instance that I've ever encountered since I was 12 is bottled up inside me.
And a little white hot ball down in the very core of you.
Dude, it's all pressed together and multicolor like a everlasting gobstopper.
Are you going to shit a hate diamond, Chris?
I always thought that straitjackets were named straitjackets because they made you look like a straight, no-limbed kind of thing. But they were actually invented and used for the sole purpose of binding the hands and not allowing homosexuals to fight back in the process of de-gaying them.
Praying away the gay, they have to...
No,
Well,
they'd lock them up, and that way they couldn't touch themselves because, like, part of being gay, I guess, you know, is like you like to touch the parts that you got. So if you got them, then you touch them.
Really? So,
Yeah.
I thought that the terminology straight, I thought that was like a more recent development.
Unless it's happened in the last 30 seconds, it couldn't be any more recent than what I just made up.
Oh, see, now you have me curious about why they actually call them straitjackets. Because, like, can I come out and say it, Chris?
What?
Straitjackets seem comfortable to me. Because
It would also solve the night murdering problem.
it would, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, most actors, they say that the hardest thing to do is figure out what to do with your arms. It's very difficult when you're thinking about it. What do I actually do with my hands?
You got to think about it like a deaf man. What's it look like?
You know, I think that when I talk, I want to look like I'm fighting off a swarm of bees. But I get self-conscious about what my arms are doing, and to not have to worry about that, people wonder why aren't his arms moving? Oh, they're strapped to his body. No big.
No, that's the way it works. But then they'd say, well, why aren't his arms moving? You've gone too far to the extreme.
What do you mean? No, I just want to eliminate any possible. It's kind of like I don't like being outdoors, so I like when it rains, so I have an excuse.
You need to attach shortened web bat wings.
So I can glide? Like
Well,
a
no,
flying squirrel?
yeah, that too. But there's a restriction of movement.
Oh. T-Rex suit.
Sure.
That keeps your elbows pressed to your rib cage.
Didn't James Cameron develop that for Jurassic Park?
He did. because of the puppetry.
MacArthur wasn't on that.
MacArthur is a general? MacArthur?
No, Charlie. Oh, that's McCarthy. Never mind.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that in because it's funny. So have you heard about Charlie MacArthur?
See, this is the kind of thing that really it upsets me. I want to know what runner's high is. How far do you have to run in order to experience runner's high? And can you get and is it from oxygen deprivation? Because I can get that like in the bathtub.
From my understanding, runner's high is when the body pumps endorphins out to mask the pain of the exertion that you're going through. It is very similar to the rush of endorphins that you get after pain stimulus.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like for regular, just like Friday night, you go down to the cave, you get tied
Dripping
up in a
hot
leather
wax
mask
on your nipples.
Yeah. Just making you walk over a broken glass, and if you have a Die Hard fetish, right? It's feeling alive.
Being ridden like a donkey, wearing a diaper across a bed of molten glass.
It's having a sexy lady in stiletto heels sticking a didgeridoo up your ass and playing the theme song to Survivor.
True story.
I can go all night with these fetishes, man.
Why do we always have to talk about fetishes?
It's a fascinating topic.
It is. It's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of prep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of prep. It's like playing Risk. Like, it could be the most fun thing in the entire world, but I will be fucked if I'm going to separate those pieces.
Yeah, but I would be the type of person that if I did develop a fetish, that's when like the Quagmire house comes into effect. Like where you painted the walls with, some sort of fecal matter stain resistant coating. All your rugs roll up or your floors flip over and your riding crop flips down from the wall.
Oh, yeah, Home Depot. I'm looking for a wall covering that can be squeegeed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, it's got to be like an operating room kind of paneling or something like that, but still, that's an investment. You got 30 grand in changing over from fetish to fetish.
If you're a tourist, if you're just trying stuff on, there's no such thing as a cheap fuck swing.
No.
They just don't exist. And if they do, you know what? I wouldn't want to get one.
I want to be part of a group where my status within that group is defined by the quality of my sex swing.
Oh, you got the 7 strap?
Ooh, that's the new model. Nice. Where's the game show I really want to see, which is kick Ben Stein's ass.
Did you know that he's crazy conservative?
Yeah, I do. He's on the Red Eye on the Fox News channel. That's when shit gets real, my friend.
Red Eye just makes me want to pound nails through my dick.
Red Eye makes you want to pound dicks in every orifice of your body.
Yeah.
That's a terrible show for you.
Yeah, it's a bad show because I don't.
No, but that's good news.
Except in my fuck
That's
swing.
good news. That's good news because that type of news, the kind of news that makes you personally want to pound dicks into every hole of your body, that's good news. Because that's invoking the truth out of the listener, the consumer.
Wow. So I just get so angry at smug conservative humor that I want to go out and discover my secret sexual leanings just to spite them.
Very true. And the awesome thing for you is it happens during the superhero hours. From 1:30 to 3:30 when you would normally be fucking dudes.
Oh man, speaking of crazy fetishes, apparently there's this movie or this book. It's called Crash.
Showing up to car accidents, man.
Yeah, you show up to it's about these people.
And rape the victims. I figure why not?
Oh,
you're missing a great opportunity.
Well, if I figured,
I was the first responder to a car accident this week.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me this story.
I was the first one there.
Yeah? Was everybody okay?
No.
That makes me
They were
sad.
better after I left. No, but I really was. I pulled up on the car accident, and then the lady was all like, she was bloody and spazzing out, and she was screaming about her kid in the back seat. And she had like, I don't know, maybe like a 3 or 4 year old boy in the back seat, and he was in a car seat, and he was fine, but she was in shock and spazzing out, and I kind of had to tell her to sit on the curb and bite it. I mean, because she was going to bleed out if she continued to
exert herself.
Yeah, to act like a bleeding, incredibly flaily waving arm man. Yeah. It was interesting. It sort of mitigates that 20-minute diatribe about your quest to buy a new Rock Band drum set. You ever feel that sinking in your stomach? After Skyline. The chili tastes like normal chili, only blended and with nutmeg and cinnamon. It's like
it's a dessert chili.
Coney. Yeah.
It's a dessert chili. Yeah. Just drizzle it over your ice cream.
Served chilled and on fire with bananas.
It's funny the things that you do. Like you can live in a place and not take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll talk to people and they'll say, "Oh, have you've never had?" It's unheard of down here to have been here.
I mean, I've lived in Mansfield for a long time, and I've never taken advantage of its elevation in battle scenarios. What?
No, I'm sleepy. I shouldn't be.
Why you exhausted yourself on the whole Kmart deal?
Did.
You shouldn't. They won. No matter what happened, they won.
The problem is that I've got basically 2 loves in my life.
This will be interesting.
Saving money and new toys.
Those are hobbies.
If I think about 2 things that warm the cockles of my heart, it's saving money and new
Where is the
toys.
cockle on the heart?
It's the very bottom. It's the warmest place.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the spit valve of the heart.
It's the valve where all the love is allowed in.
Nice.
Yeah. But the
It's the love valve on the heart. That's the cockle.
yeah, it's the love pump, the cockle.
Nice. I don't know what to say, man.
I don't know.
Everything I got in life, I took.
I took it. I see what I want. I get it.
You want some motivation? What are you going to be? You going to be one of those earthworms that just wanders out on the pavement when it rains?
That's the opposite of the message that you want to do, because those earthworms that you see after they dry up, they're the adventurous ones. They're the ones who said, I want to go as far as I can, and I don't care if I can get back
That's just stupid.
to the grass. Well, yeah, but, Icarus, he died by flying too close to the sun, but if he didn't do that, then how would we know there was a sun?
Icarus, Doc.
The son of Daedalus?
Dados? Is that the plural for Dido? That sounds almost like the as weird as the fucking plural for dildo.
Dildai?
No, Dildren.
Ready to go. I bet I'm feeling real cool. Said I feel pretty cool. On Saturday night. You can help me chase the devil. Yes, I want to chase the devil tonight.
No, I need to tell you about the crazy shit that I saw last night.
Is this what you posted on your Facebook?
Yeah, I posted on my Facebook.
You need to stop fucking wasting gems on the Facebooks.
I can't help it if I toot the truth. I don't have a love valve on my toots,
The
man.
truth.
I toot the truth. That's what the bumper sticker on the back of my car says.
Do you swear
Toot the
solemnly to toot the truth?
Things I saw last night on my way home. I was walking home on a Friday night after work, and on my way home, in order, I saw a man in a car parked at a stoplight singing along to Dido.
Thank you. How's that song go? Forgiven me.
Come fall and wonder why. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that's the one. And he was singing along to it very enthusiastically, alone, with the windows down.
Did the tint go up to the mid-80s?
The tint or the tent?
The tint.
What do you mean the tint?
The tint on the... Never mind. You're not from the streets.
No, I'm not from the streets. I'm from the roads. But
You're not from the streets. You should just be lucky that all he was doing was singing Dido.
what's the other possibility?
I don't know, dressed up like a damn cow with his dick slipped in one of the udders, milking his urine into a 3-year-old's mouth. I don't know. There's some crazy shit that happens on the streets.
Oh, gosh. It's funny how living in the city you get so used to seeing homeless people shit in a corner.
That's disgusting, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I don't know the streets as well as I thought I did.
You have to wonder where they shit.
That's
And
some feed the children stuff. My imagination makes up funny things, but that's reality.
in slow motion. Jesus loves the little children.
Sure he does. That's why he's got him playing with sticks in the dirt.
That was one of the first times I ever questioned God.
What? When you watch Feed the Children?
Yeah, no, it's one of the first times I ever questioned God, because there was that little children's chorus singing, Jesus loves little children, as they do that big pan across the unmarked graves of children that died of dysentery. I thought, if Jesus loves them, I'm trying to find a way to make that funny.
I hate to be so contrary to you again, but on this one I have to think the complete opposite, because I faced a stunning revelation when I watched Feed the Children for the first time, and that's what made me doubt not the existence of God, but that made me doubt God's intention that he would have people doing his work that were such manipulative assholes.
Yeah.
How many swimming pools can you have, Christian man? How many cars can you drive at once?
Go ahead and hate your neighbor.
How many boxes of macaroni can this
Go
nickel
ahead
buy?
and hate your friend. Okay, do you want me to tell you the second thing that I saw?
Sure.
Second thing I saw was a possum that just won a fight.
Was he wearing a belt? How'd you know?
Flashbulbs going off.
I don't know.
No, because he was scratched up. This was a janky looking possum. Like he looked like he'd been through some stuff. This was obviously a possum from the
He had that
streets.
1,000-mile stare. He'd been through some shit.
Third thing I saw was a woman pissing off of a deck.
Sure.
Now, I've seen in my shitty college neighborhood, I've seen plenty of people pissing off of roofs onto mailboxes. One guy pissing off of a roof onto a mailbox.
Any combination thereof.
Any combination of roofs, dicks, piss, and mailboxes, I've seen that. But this was the first time that I actually saw a girl with her skirt hiked up.
That's a commercial for mailboxes, etc. Any combination of roofs, dicks, mailboxes. But I've never seen so conveniently organized packing supplies in my life. Mailboxes, etc.
What was that story you were telling me about with the stolen trout?
Oh yeah, this the North Carolina farmer apparently has like, I don't know whether like tanks or ponds that they breed trout in, but they noticed that one of their trout breeding ponds or tanks didn't look as fishy as it should have. And so they went out and they drained it or did whatever, and they found out that they were missing 600 pounds of live trout. They can only conclude that like the thieves baited the water, so the fish came to the top and they scooped them out and they put them in their getaway car.
How do you fence a trout?
Exactly. You just, because there's like 3 local fish markets. Anyone trying to unload a huge amount of fish,
Like that's going to be noticed.
You show up in a like 1992 Ford Taurus packed full of trout.
The guys running the place, they're like, I don't know, I got a bad feeling about those guys. I got the feeling that they just came away from a trout heist.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a couple of
They're
people
just
with trout on their minds.
Those guys acted kind of shady.
Okay, when you read this news article, how much restraint did they exercise with the headline?
NC farmer, 600 pounds of trout scooped from pond. But then you have that, the first line of the article.
Yeah, the stinger.
Yeah, they blew it with the stinger.
Fishy business in North Carolina.
Yeah, you can write it yourself.
It writes itself. Journalists are so lazy. They really are.
I thought North Carolina trout farmer thought something was fishy when one of her ponds wasn't fishy enough.
Normally, this tank is packed to the gills with valuable salmon.
Whoever wrote this article was getting paid 1 crouton a word.
If these thieves get caught, they're finished.
Yes, which is spelled the same.
Yeah, it is.
But it involves a series of semicolons and apostrophes that I have no idea how to conjugate.
Why does this stinger look like an E. E. Cummings poem?
I have no idea.
So many fish.
Is that a word or is that somebody's internet password?
You haven't been to eecummings.com?
No, I have no idea.
It features the front man from the Eels just banging away.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
That's a joke that you only get if you know that the front man of the Eels.
Great. Well, let's see. We're talking to 30 people, so you just spoke, individually and personally to what? 1?
Me.
Nice.
I don't know what accounts for the way the person that I am. I think that ultimately we are the sum of our experiences. The world is a closed system. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out.
Well, what was it that I was looking at? I was like a podcast. It might have been Stuff You Should Know, where they're talking about the theory that, and I'd never heard this before, so my mind popped like a fluorescent light tube. But that UFOs and aliens are actually time travelers from the future.
You haven't heard that
No.
before?
I was in the dark on that one. That makes sense to me.
It does.
That's the easiest explanation. But it would explain everything. It would explain why they hang around military installations, why they hang around nuclear power plants, why they hang around all that stuff. It would explain so much.
Why?
Because you got to think that some of the oldest shit that we have are governmental institutions that have been around forever. All right, let's just say this. What if, like, in the future, people who are living on Earth are facing some sort of destruction from the biological and nuclear waste that we have stored? And the plans and the ideas for it are gone because it was just like a landfill for shit that'll kill you. And they need to come back to those kind of places to be able to figure out what to do about that crisis in the future.
Can I posit 2 objections to your theory?
Can you talk like a normal fucking person?
Okay. I have 2 things
I'm
to
sorry,
say.
I got
That's fine.
I got too angry. I'm s- I
It's an
didn't I
angry
just
it's an angry episode. It's an angry episode. Don't worry. We're cool. We're cool, man. We're safe here. Okay.
all right.
But I've got two things to say to that.
Oh, it's so cold.
Num- I've got two things to say to that. One, in a future where they have developed the ability to break the laws of space-time and, head back in time, wouldn't they have the ability? I would think that, like, the tech to go back in time is, like, higher on the tech tree. Like, if you're playing Age of Empires, like, that's higher than, clean up your nuclear waste. That just seems harder to do.
If you've developed the technology within your time period, it's totally way easier to understand that than to be able to go back and retroactively figure out what somebody did in the past.
Can I offer my second objection?
Go.
Where does the sports almanac fit into all this?
In the backseat of the DeLorean.
I'm just trying to think of what we could send out, what we could pipe out over the signal, 24 hours a day for the next 100,000 years that would most sum up human culture.
Yeah. ABBA.
No, see that goes back to it though, because they didn't know what they were singing either. So it breaches the language thing.
Sure does.
They were doing it phonetically.
Makes total sense to me.
Oh, I think we're onto something. We are onto something. So we just have to, if you will, take a chance.
Nah, I think I don't think ABBA is the best choice. I think that there's a 4 minute and 9 second song that pretty much should sum it up, and that's "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey.
That is the height of human accomplishment.
That's when that's when everything started to go downhill.
What's the opposite of a nadir?
And I'm not blaming Journey for that.
No, they were just they were
Victims of circumstance.
Chase the devil tonight. They chase the devil tonight. Chase the devil tonight. Don't chase the devil tonight.
Do you think that there's somebody with a 9/11 fetish?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that pornography, and you gotta think that somebody out there, because that footage is really easy to find. You got to think that somebody out there gets a tingle.
Talk in your husky voice, wear that bunker jacket, and say things like a first responder.
I'm not saying they feel good about it. I'm just imagining going to a support group meeting for that. Like, you go to the guy, you go around the circle. You have the guy who was bankrupted after buying the 7 harness sex swing. You have the guy who was picked up on the street in the cow costume with his dick through the udder, cranking it into a bucket. And then, like, it gets around to him. I don't think that person would have the guts to say, I whack it to, like, 9/11 footage, like, 5 times.
It seems like a pretty... It seems like it's not real. It's like a weed addiction.
It doesn't happen.
You know?
I just
seems like it's made up. Like that's your personal hang up that only you could be hung up. That's not a diagnosable across society and culture. There's not people in third world countries that have that sort of specific trauma hang up.
Well, here's the thing, because a couple years back there was this lady who fell in love with an amusement park ride. The Viking ship that swung back and forth. Have you heard about this?
No.
She fell in love with the Viking ship, and she was like all over the news. And it wasn't that she was like she was
made
sexually
up. That
and romantic. That's a thing. I assure you. Look it up. Like, she physically and emotionally and mentally romantically loved this ride, and that's not like a widespread thing either. But I would not put it past somebody to, because of the emotional weight of 9/11, they get the tingle, and they probably don't feel very good about it.
Wow. No, I did. I just tried to look it up, and I actually didn't come up. I came up with what the definition of Viking ship is.
What's a Viking
I
ship?
think before you know what a Viking ship is you have to know what a Dutch rudder is.
Is that the swingman and the circle jerk?
No, that's having someone complete the act of masturbation by pulling up and down on the forearm of another person.
Oh, okay.
And a Viking ship then being a circle of 8 or more performing the Dutch rudder.
Okay, that just brings to mind like sexual mousetrap. We have the technology to freeze a colony of people and enough resources to basically homestead on this very far away Earth-like planet.
You gotta fucking stop talking so smart, dude.
Sorry. Okay. So
We could homestead on the bottom.
we could homestead.
Does that mean like eat
Okay,
breakfast? What does that mean?
Not homestead. Not. You're either thinking of homestyle or home fries.
I have no idea.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
I realize you are who you are because of that, but
because because of the fact that I have I have this insatiable desire to drive people away.
all right. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to take my headphones off and go watch some Office, but why are you the way you are?